Hello, my name is Wendy Ojiro. I'm a real estate agent based in Nairobi, and I'm going to be doing a series called Moving to Nairobi. So I did with a lot of expatriates on a day-to-day basis, people moving from all over the world, coming to Nairobi to do business here, to work here, to live here. And I thought I'd just do a fun series that will give you an idea on what to expect as you move to Nairobi. So it will be a series talking about the experience, the culture, the cost of living, and basically just a glimpse into the Nairobi life so that you know what to expect. So Nairobi is one of the best places to live in the world. I kid you not. It is a cosmopolitan city. If you're looking to move to a country in East Africa, I'd highly recommend, because it's a place that is modern. It has literally someone from anywhere in the world. You'll find them in Nairobi. It's a secure place to live in. It has good amenities, access to good health care, access to good schools, and good entertainment as well. So today I'll be covering the cost of living in Nairobi, and this is only house related, so that you have an idea of, when I'm moving to Nairobi, how much money do I need. And what most people don't know is that Nairobi is actually a very expensive city to live in. Some people might think that by moving to Nairobi, you'll be cutting down on your expenses. I'm afraid not. Nairobi is a very expensive city to live in, but still amazing. So let's start with the price of rent, because your house is going to be the most important thing and the first thing that you need when you're coming to live in Nairobi. So there are two categories of housing, and for this I'll specifically be addressing families. So someone would need a 3 to 5 bedroom house for their family. The UN Blue Zone areas, these are places that have been approved by the UN, and therefore you are advised to stay within those areas. So this includes Runda, Gigiri, Nyari, Kuna, Ridgeways and its environs. And then on this other side you have Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington, Westlands and Karen. So when it comes to rent, it depends on your preference and budget. So I'll talk about apartments and townhouses. So first, apartments. You expect to spend anything between $1,300 per month to $1,800 per month. This depends on the condition of the apartment. So the newer it is, the more expensive it is, and the more amenities you have, the more expensive it is. So between the range of 1,300 to 1,800, you expect to have amenities like a pool, a gym, lifts, a generator, and sometimes a garden. Yes, sometimes, and sometimes a playground. So you can also get a house that is slightly cheaper. You can get something up to $900, and this might not be up to the standard you want, but for the apartments that are of a very high standard, you need to have at least $1,300 to $1,800 per month for apartments. Now for townhouses, so a townhouse is also really nice to live in, because you get a garden, you get a nice community, usually between 8 to 10 houses, so your kids get to live in a community. You have a greater family to have apart from your own, so it's also a really nice consideration. And this will cost you anything from $2,000 to $5,000 depending on location, condition and amenities. Now, how do you start looking for a house? I'd recommend that you go 2 routes. One is through referrals. So when you're moving here, most likely you have someone who you can contact here, maybe a colleague, a friend, a relative, who's probably worked with an agent before and can help you with an agent who will make your work easier when you're coming in here. That's the first route. The second route, I recommend you use both at the same time, so that you explore all your options and know what it is that you have to work with. The second option is to do an online search. So in Kenya, we have 2 main platforms where you can search for houses and online, and that is Property 24 Kenya and Buy Rent Kenya, and I will link both of their websites in the description box so that you can go through them. It will give you a wide variety to choose from, a wide variety of houses, a wide variety of prices, but of course you need to exercise caution because you don't know who you're dealing with. So also when you move here, I would advise that you stay in a furnished apartment for 2 to 3 months and then give yourself some time to look for a house properly instead of just settling. Don't be in a hurry to find a house. Get an apartment, furnished apartment that could cost you between $1,500 to $2,000, and then look for a house slowly. And when you take your time and you get what you prefer, and also to check, because sometimes until you come here, you won't know how far is your school, how far is your workplace from your home, how far is your school, how far is the kids' school from your home. And these are things that you need to test out and see if it works for you. The recommended is usually that you stay within a 5 to 7 kilometers radius. So your school, your workplace, and your home should be within a radius of 5 to 7 kilometers to keep your life convenient. So that is the category of rent. Number 2 is the utilities that you'd expect to pay on a month-to-month basis. So this is electricity, water, and internet. So I'll start with water. The average water bill is about $20 per month. So water is relatively affordable, but you'd need to check with every house you go to, make sure that you find out if they have a borehole or if they have adequate storage of water, because water in Nairobi, even in the most prime areas, is still an issue. So that's one thing that you'd have to ask before you make a commitment. Do they have a borehole, and how much water storage should they have? So if they have between 5,000 and 10,000, then you're on the safe side. Second is electricity. Electricity is relatively reliable. We don't have a lot of power cuts, and you'd expect to pay about $50 to $100 per month, depending on how many you are in the house, how you're using your appliances, and how many are you in the house at any given point, between $50 to $100. Then third is internet. Nairobi has one of the most reliable and fastest internet in Africa, one of the cities that are recommended in terms of internet. So you cannot, don't be scared about that part. And for the average household, you would expect to pay $57 per month on internet, and that is paid on a monthly basis. So that is for utilities. So on average, for your water, electricity, and internet, you'd expect to pay between $100 to $200. And then third would be your house help, the person who will be helping you manage your home and take care of your kids. The going rate for house help is between $150 to $300. This depends on a variety of factors. What is the experience of this person? If you find out that this person has a lot of experience working with expatriate, then they get more money, they negotiate a higher amount. If you find a person who's living with you in your staff quarters, or someone who's staying outside the home, then you pay them according to that. Are you providing them housing, or will they be coming on a daily basis? The good news is that there's a huge supply of good house helps in Nairobi. People who have gone to school, they have the basic education, they can speak English, they know how to operate all their appliances. And so in terms of managing house helps, you'll have a very easy time when you live in Nairobi, and you'll be expected to pay between $150 to $300. Now, two things again. The best way to get a nanny or a house help is again through referrals or through your sites. So we have sites that also give you help on a need-to-need basis. So there's Link, and there's also Kusafi. I'll also put them in the description box. So if you don't want someone coming to your house all the time, you could outsource a third party to be doing that work for you. It's important that when you're working with a house help or a nanny, you make sure that they have a certificate of good conduct that is recent, like the most recent certificate of good conduct. They should have that, and they should also have identification. So those are my first tips for this first episode, and I hope they are of help to you. And do move to Nairobi. It's a fabulous place to live in, and you will surely enjoy it.